What's good, everybody? Welcome to another edition of GeekCypha here on Free X Agents Media, and available on GeekCypha.com and available on Twitch.tv/GeekCypha. That's GeekCypha. For those who don't know, I'm Brian Holiday. To my right,
got Merc with Mount right here,
and Southern on the screen.
Jaws D, what's up?
What's up, everybody? So it's the episode before our event. We're 4 episodes shy of 420. I'm so
perfect.
I know. I'm so sad.
Summer event of the year.
No,
I know. Cast and all that kind of stuff. It just doesn't line up all the time.
No, but 420 is in like, you know, I
would have been entertaining.
I'm turning 42, 420 episodes, 420 for the potheads. Oh, yo, maybe that's something we can bring to the party. We could see how much it costs to have a couple pre-rolls we can give away for people to chill out at the back.
Raffling out.
I mean, we could raffle it. I don't know if we could raffle it. I'm pretty sure. I don't think you're allowed to.
No, you're definitely not.
Yeah, you're not. You're not
officially.
Yeah, you can't raffle drugs.
I'm sure a government body would want it to
raffle drugs. Maybe the episode.
That is a good title for the episode. You can't raffle drugs. We got Ness. What's up, Ness?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you very okay. I like your. I know you moved, so I know your studio setup is going to be a little different for the time being.
Yep. I'm currently at Colors.
Yeah,
reporting live from Colors. You know, setting up early. No, I'm kidding.
3-day preparation, sweating, painting the whole place. No, I'm sure.
That's how important this event is.
Can't raffle. I'm just trying to. I don't want to forget. Can't raffle off drugs.
All right,
it's a pretty good title.
We came up with that early.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. I mean, this is early in the episode. There was one time where we had like 10 different ones come up. So, I dare not say that is the final decision, but it's a pretty good title. I was saying maybe we could have pre-rolls and give those away at the party. That's why.
Oh, I mean, it is legal now.
Yeah, because you know
where you are from, it is.
You know, one of the things I do when I go to parties now, like to house parties, instead of bringing a bottle of wine, I usually bring pre-rolls.
Really?
Okay, yeah, I speak to the people that work there, and I ask them like, they're like, "Oh, well, what are you looking for?" I'm just like, "Well, I know that some of my friends like a body more than head, and blah blah blah." So they're just like, "Oh, okay," and they're not allowed to suggest based on certain things, but they're allowed to give you based on like flavor and stuff.
You're able to describe, and they're able to like suggest based off of what you're describing in general.
Yeah,
right? Like they're not going to be like this does this or this does
that. So that's the thing. Like one of them was trying to explain to me like we're somewhat limited with what we're allowed to say and what we're allowed to do, but based on like if you tell me, oh, your friends like this kind of wine and this kind of sensation, I can suggest this. And I was just like, oh, okay. So I said, yeah, my friends like to play video games and they don't drink wine, they drink beer. And they were just like, oh, I would recommend this, and they put 2 different types in front of me. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll see how much.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much that stuff costs, but
see, it depends if you can get some pretty cheap ones.
Nice. I would have suggested either gummies, probably. I know a friend of mine likes to do.
They don't sell those. That's the thing. Yeah,
they do sell capsules though.
Yeah, but that's not it. Same. I like that Jaws was just like gummies because it's a party and people eating stuff, and you're just like they sell capsules.
Well, I mean, if you want an edible, because some people generally prefer edibles than they do.
But a capsule's not
like fruit bars.
It's considered in the same category.
They have fruit bars.
Yeah, like kind of like those like fruit like. I don't know.
Like
granola fruit?
No, like those like jelly type fruit bars.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Those gelatin type.
Yeah.
Fruit bars.
Like
don't recommend though, because I tripped out really bad once on one of those.
Oh, did you? It was a little too strong.
It was because I took half once and I was like, oh, I don't feel anything, and then I took a full one.
Okay,
right there.
There's a story that is it Ron Funches or no? Who's the dude that used to be the
Reggie Watts?
Reggie Watts, thank you, Jaws.
The musician. I'm like,
yes, on James Corden. Reggie Watts has a story where he talked about the first time he did edibles. Like people warned him, hey, if you're gonna do edibles, you got to be careful. and people told him like, so you're gonna
Yep.
take the brownie, you're gonna break that in half. You're gonna put that to your mouth. You're gonna break that in half. You're gonna open your mouth. You break that in half again, and then put that in your mouth, and then wait 30 to 40 minutes. And I was like, this sounds intense. I don't want to have like breaking it multiple times and then.
But the worst part is that there are some people who it still arrives late, so they still eat it after that. But then it all like
hits.
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
thing.
they like
It's like
it-
edibles. They creep up on you.
yeah,
It's like a slow burn, and then it lasts way
really
longer
long.
than if
Oh.
you smoke it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
you have to be ready
everyone's-
for that.
Everyone's digestive system is a little different, you know. So
All right. Well,
sometimes people
maybe
wait.
no edibles.
no.
No,
All right, guys. I said pre-rolls. I'm gonna stick to what I suggested. I'm gonna find some nice, maybe some. Oh, it would have been nice if we could have gotten the poutine sauce.
Oh god.
oh
That's
no,
too
because
much.
then
Get everyone high.
yeah, then everyone's having a freaking
said-
time.
I think you're overthinking now. We said what we're gonna have there.
All this to say, there's gonna be pizzas. There's gonna be alcohol. There's gonna be fun. There's gonna be
Bring them if
music.
you got 'em, but
Mm.
we're not supplying
Free
that.
cuts.
Free haircuts.
braider, also a braider. as
Free,
well.
oh, dude. Honestly, the braider is kind of crazy. Like like anyone who wants a braider, this is your chance to get a free braid done. Like that just feels
Yeah.
nuts.
Roll the dice.
Yeah, you got to get there early because it's
Stop
first come,
moving your
first
head.
serve. First
Get your
come, first serve.
donation tickets.
Yes. They're available on GeekCypha.com, or you can go to the Eventbrite. We're going to put the information in the description of this episode on YouTube after the episode, and it'll also be in the description if you're listening to the audio, so you can see it wherever you listen to your podcast, because we're on all the platforms. We are on platforms I don't know about. I've literally looked up our podcast and seen sites, and I'm like, listen notes. What the fuck is listen notes? I see our show there, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess people
Well,
listen to there.
Listen notes.
Yeah, guys, we have a little bit of news. Not a little bit. We actually have quite a few news pieces. So I'll start it off real quick. This one's for the Trek nerds. Live long and prosper. Peace and long life. Captain Kirk is back from the dead in a new Star Trek comic, The Last Starship. Guys,
Boo earns.
yeah.
I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna say that out loud. Boo earns.
Why are you bringing?
It's again. You did this in the movies.
You killed Captain Kirk. He's dead. We've moved on. There's different captains. We're doing a prequel series now with Captain Pike, Strange New Worlds. People are loving it. Why are we bringing Kirk back in the comic books? He's dead. I'm over it. And also, Kirk in this day and age doesn't necessarily work as well because Homeboy was, a creep. If you really think about it, like,
I mean,
Hey,
he loved.
He was
Peace, loved,
bringing-
and green.
he was bringing the galaxy together one woman at a time.
yeah, but there's sometimes that it was creepy.
What sometimes? All the time. It was
Hey,
creepy.
he's-
Like,
For the first interracial kiss. Remember, they were all cool with it when he was kissing aliens. He kisses Aurora. Oh, no, you can't have that.
Jaws?
No.
Jaws. Why'd you have to remind me about that? That makes me so mad to think about the fact that this man could kiss.
They wanted to do it. They wouldn't let him do it, and they did it anyway. And the fact that when he does the kiss, he's looking into the camera like,
Good.
But they kind of hit it. They didn't. It wasn't like full on.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They angle. Yeah.
Dead in the camera. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
No. And also, the other thing that pisses me off about the kiss is that they decided in the story they had to write it that he was being forced by a magical being, and that always bothered me a little bit. It's just like, who are as hot as like you should be out here trying to kiss.
Well, I think that was part of the
I
concession.
know.
I think it was the concept of just
Get
like
it past the
yeah.
censors, magical beam.
Can you imagine there was once upon a time censors that wouldn't let interracial couples kiss on TV? Nowadays, the censors are just like, I don't know if you can use that swear word, but they're like, interracial couples be on TV all the time now, and it's not a problem. Like, we live in a really ridiculous world, is what I'm realizing.
Violence? You want violence? Show it all you want. Going off, go ahead.
Anyways, this is going to be a comic. It's going to be from IDW. The writers are Eisner Award-winning writers. So these are all positive things, and it's interesting. I just don't know that I want more Captain Kirk. And one of the things is that it's going to be Kirk in the modern Trek world. So,
Which one is
like,
that?
because Trek is up to, I guess, a little after Picard now or something. So it's not going to be...
Well, it's weird because there's like Picard. There's Generations, Voyager, then
Right. But I mean,
Nine.
Picard is the last series that's set in like the modern era of Starfleet.
So it's after that.
I can see that. Like he does show up in all of those. So yeah. I get what you mean.
So I'm not really sure what they're doing or why they're doing it, but anyways, moving on. Marvel's Spider-Man 94 comic to continue the fan favorite animated series. This one I'm excited for. Jaws, you shared this one, right?
Yeah. So from what I've read and what I understand, so remember the Fox Kids Spider-Man 90s cartoon ended in a cliffhanger.
Yes.
With Madam Web. She's like, we're gonna go find Mary Jane. Let's go find Mary Jane. They go off into the multiverse or something, and series canceled.
Okay, so here's. Sorry, go ahead. I'll let you finish. My apologies.
This is going to take place actually picking up where that left off, basically.
Dave, you might have the same question as me.
I'll wait for you. No, I don't think so.
My thing is, we've all said we want the animated series to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they doing this as a comic book?
I would say
is the answer.
Sorry, Jaws?
You probably have to talk to Disney.
This one really bothers me though, because this is like I'm excited for the story to continue. Don't get me wrong, but I think we've all said for a long time that is the most, you know how like there's a whole generation of kids who don't know how Jordan is as the Green Lantern because of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, because it's like tantamount to our understanding and the cultural conversation about those characters. That 94 Spider-Man was like the version of Kingpin that most kids recognize with the white jacket with the turtleneck and the foulard, whatever the cravat, whatever it is. I'm not really sure. The version of Green Goblin that we know, the version of Hobgoblin, the version of Tombstone, Black Cat. Sorry, Joss, what were you saying?
I think you're talking about the Ascot.
Ascot. Yeah. See, I said every word but Ascot. Thank you. But like that's the crazy part to me is, yo, that's Spider-Man, 94 Spider-Man animated series. We all bet the Ben Reilly clone stuff. All of it was so good. We all watched. We all loved it. Mary Jane.
The Secret Wars, the crossovers between the cartoon show, Fantastic Four, X-Men.
Dude. And we're going to do this in a comic book that doesn't get as much visibility.
And so also, like, according to this article from IGN, while a new animated series doesn't appear to be on the horizon, Marvel is instead moving full steam ahead with the new seasons of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So I'm
going to say this out loud. So Brian, technically you're right. We were going to say the same thing, but the thing is you are nice about it. I'm saying boo, strong boo on this, because so fact of you already know X-Men 97 was a hit. You know Spider-Man 94 would have been a freaking hit. You know that not only because of how successful X-Men was, but because when you showed Peter Parker and Mary Jane and Flash in that 2-second scene, the internet went on fire about like, how did she get out? Blah, 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 all that stuff. In which case you could have easily made in 1994, which the first season of 1994 could have easily been, how did he get back, and the time gap between when he got back and meeting up with that moment. Like the end of 94's first season should be that moment in that one. You know what I mean?
Leading up to it.
Like it doesn't matter. You could do in the past, you can make it catch up, but like that is a hard miss.
Yeah,
that's a hard and disappointing miss.
Something I'm not sure of is like, if they were to do it, would they try to get back all the old cast? Because if I remember right, Madam Web is played by Stan Lee's wife that has obviously passed away for some time.
Okay.
Stan Lee was in it in I think the last few seasons, where it's actually him and he gets to fly around with Spider-Man for a bit. And so I mean, I don't know if it's the logistics. There's not a lot of details about production for how come the show's not happening. It's just more about, this is what's happening with the comic, this is where it left off, and then the art gallery for it and everything like that.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm following here. So what you're saying is they're continuing the comic and not the show?
They're continuing the show in a comic.
Yeah. Like instead of you watching it now, you're reading it now.
Yeah.
While they just did the X-Men, she knows now.
And this is actually a common thing they do in comic books. Angel and Buffy and Firefly. So Joss Whedon's 3 shows, he's continued all of them in comic book form. They've all been continued. You can watch from the finale of Buffy, you can watch from the finale of Angel, and you can watch a continuation after, I think, Serenity, which is the film that takes place for Firefly. Yeah. And you can actually read all the stories that continue those in comic book form.
I think that happened with Gargoyles as well, but that's a little bit trickier because you want to follow it with the creator of Gargoyles, not whoever else was writing it, sadly.
Avatar The Last Airbender also continues if you wanted to read past when they fix everything and see Aang's life as he grows up. There's a bunch of stuff. There's actually some really good stuff about Azula, the sister, where they explain what happened to her, which is really interesting. So, you know, like it's a common thing to do.
Yeah, it's a common thing to do, but it's just not when there was something so successful right beside it. Like that's the thing that bothers me about it, right? Like it's the exact same thing. Sorry, Jaws.
No, it's okay. I do feel like this is probably a monetary thing because, you know, animation is expensive and you have to pay for this and da-da-da-da. But if you could do it in a comic book form, it's cheaper. But also you can do a lot more crazier stuff. Like, we want to blow this thing up. But you just draw a panel or two or a splash page instead of animating the explosion happening, which costs way more money.
But is it selling more than the TV show?
No.
That's what I would say. Toys alone. Toys alone. Especially Spider-Man.
Yeah. Jaws, you have to admit, we like, I mean, that's already just the idea of the toy, but Angel, Buffy, and Firefly, the comic book, I know almost no one who continued watching those shows through the comic books.
I don't know anyone who did Avatar. Really.
Well, I know
I have a few of the Avatar books because I find it interesting.
Also, I do remember they did the same thing with the 80s, 90s Batman movies. So like, Returns leaves off, they actually made a comic book that continues off from there. Basically. I mean, I know it's not great. I do understand that. But I wonder if it's one of those things where Disney and Sony are kind of like, well, we don't want to saturate the market with Spider-Man stuff, even though everyone loves Spider-Man. We don't want to. You know,
when
it's easier to go to your comic book shop and pick up a comic than get a Disney Plus subscription.
Is it? In a little way. From my couch?
I feel like Disney Plus is selling more. No.
Yeah, it doesn't. Honestly, Jaws, I get what you're saying, and I think one of the things I think you made the most valid point at the top. Disney Plus is pushing forward with your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wrong. Yeah. That is the main thing. They wouldn't want to, like you say, saturate the market with two competing animated Spider-Man series.
Stupid.
It's just I do genuinely feel that they are hindering themselves because Spider-Man 94 really was the one I think kids would have.
Anybody would. I watched that. I legit watched that last summer in its entirety.
It's one of the best shows, man. Like as a kid, I think we can all say, for those of us who watch it, Ness might have been a little young.
Let's be honest here. Sorry, Giles, go.
I was gonna say
I don't think I was born.
I think it's good, but I think it's one of those things where, like, if you didn't grow up with it, it's a little bit tougher to watch.
For sure.
You're gonna see where they cut the corners. You're gonna see, like, I recently watched a clip with him and Daredevil meeting up, and I saw where like the rubble of the building exploding fell on him, but it was from a scene right before where they shot at the wall and it came on him, and then him and Daredevil underneath the rubble, but they showed the same scene from just a few seconds before.
Yeah.
So like you get that whole Spider-Man talking to himself and cracking jokes to himself.
And that's the thing. I love
quippiness of how Spider-Man should be, kind of thing.
And the voice acting on that show was always incredible. So I also, like you said, that if not everyone's available, that is a sad idea. That
you could get people who could.
And when Rick and Morty fell apart for the voice stuff, they got these guys.
Well, even for X-Men, they still got.
They got decent voice mimics. But
the thing I get annoyed about is, like, there was a show called Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and
is that the one in the black suit with animals?
No, it is one that
MTV.
It outdoes Spider-Man the animated series.
Really?
In that it is probably the most comic accurate. Like, I'm talking about, like,
It's a cartoon.
The order of his girlfriends and love interests are to like a ridiculous T.
Like it starts with Gwen and
Oh no, it's before Gwen. That's what I'm saying. It's
the girl that worked at the office.
Or yeah.
Oh
like,
shit!
It starts off like I think it is Vultures or her dad is a bad guy in some shape or form.
Yeah, so I know his first girlfriend, Spider-Man's first girlfriend ever in the comic books, if I'm not mistaken, is the assistant at J. Jonah Jameson's office.
Well, he's in high school in this one, so I don't.
Oh, so he's not even okay.
No, this is like I'm talking about like super early. Like I have a friend. He's like I'll call him a super fan of Spider-Man, and when we would be watching, he's like, this is all way before anyone would know. And this
sorry, I just saw that Lacey Chabert played Gwen Stacy, and I must now watch this because Lacey Chabert was my biggest crush.
So this came out in 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
And Josh Keaton was the voice of Spider-Man in this series. And
it sucks that they only did 2 seasons.
Yeah, so this was supposed to kind of lead into Avengers Assemble? Or which one was the
I'm not they had at the time Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which was 2010-ish, right?
I think so. But this ended up getting canceled because Ultimate Spider-Man came around.
Yeah.
Oh.
So originally this was supposed to lead into Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is the 2010 show. Okay. And then when Spider-Man shows up in that show, it's supposed to be this Spider-Man, and it was supposed to be voiced by Josh Keaton, but he ended up, I think, doing an episode, and then they replaced his VO with the guy that's in Spectacular Spider-Man because they wanted to bridge those two together. So he kind of felt a little slighted for that because those two series were supposed to be in the same universe, basically.
Huh.
But I hate in a world where that gets canceled and we get Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me you make Spectacular Spider-Man, which is not necessarily bad, but like in comparison to the possibility of having 94, you could cancel My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man in a second. I say that with respect to people who like it, but like that animated series was like, it's in the top 10 of like those animated shows you should watch. Like, even screw that. It's in the top 5. You have Batman, X-Men, this show, Superman, and Justice League. Those are like
X-Men.
Which face are you doing? You don't like the
Superman?
Well, it's because they're okay.
Superman, the animated series, sucks.
No, but I consider it all part of the
watch
thing.
it.
If you like Superman,
always sucks.
Yeah. Okay, fine. You want to take out? Are you going to argue the other ones I said?
No, I'd put X-Men.
You know what? I'll take out. I would insert whoever you want. I would personally put Gargoyles, but I'm biased. I really.
I would agree with Dave if you're talking about superhero stuff. I would definitely put Superman just because that's where you get which Green Lantern they had in there. The third one. It wasn't Guy Gardner. It wasn't
Kyle Rayner.
Kyle was in it.
Kyle Rayner.
Kyle Rayner is the Green Lantern in the Superman show.
He did like not many.
Wait, which Superman show are we talking about? When is this show?
The animated one.
The animated one. It's right beside. It's at
around, but
no, it's at the same time because they have a crossover episode.
But just a quick. The Superman animated show isn't that the one that leads into the Justice League?
Yeah.
Yes.
So why was Kyle Rayner in it? Because you have Jon Stewart.
Well, no, because it's Green Lantern. You can choose whoever you want. And when they're
no one cares about Kyle.
Hold on.
That's not the point, Brian. The point is there was other lanterns in it.
Of course, it's just Kyle sucks.
Hold on. I can explain it. It's just because they didn't want to do Hal.
Yeah, that's why he's born.
There was too much stuff going on with Hal, with bloodlines and this
parallax and blah blah blah.
They didn't want to do Guy Gardner because he's a jerk. They wanted to showcase a Green Lantern that he's a little bit more fun, and also he's a cartoonist, so they can play around with him a little bit more. But this before like Jon Stewart, I think, was being pushed in the comics. So when they did the animated series, when they did Justice League, they're like, man, there's a lot of white guys. Like we need to.
Whoa, you don't say.
We really like they were looking at it like, man, we really need to split.
Diversify your bonds, nigga.
Yeah, so that's like that Hawk girl. You know, it's like, okay, we need to put another girl in there.
Wu-Tang's for the children.
Well, you know, we could. What if he's more like sort of the newer guy to the group? he still has that like connection to like he's still an army guy. He can still manage to handle him. Like he's more of an interesting character you can kind of mess around with and everything. So that's why they're like, okay, we need to put a completely different looking person to kind of balance all of this out. So that's
diversify
them by themselves. Then it's like, okay, yeah, let's do this other dude. But then it's like, no, let's. And then also, I think
the funny part is you can't do that now because everyone would just yell DEI. It would, and that's crazy to me. Really think about it. If you tried to do that now and you're just like, we're gonna have a black character, we're gonna have a girl named Hawk Girl who's secretly Egyptian, and then people would be like, DEI, no, make them all white. My heroes are white. No, your heroes aren't white. First of all, Superman's not white, by the way. Y'all need to relax.
Who's not white?
He
Superman.
looks white though.
I get that. He looks white.
So everyone's gonna think he's white.
But when it comes push and shove to immigration,
yeah, but people don't look at it that way.
Oh, true. Actually, you know what? Good point. There was an Irish girl, Swedish girl, who was talking about how her dad came to America and had been arrested multiple times, not once deported. They let this man stay in the country. He was illegal, and every time he got in trouble, nothing happened to him. He just got to stay in America to the point where he met the mom, married the mom, and had her, and had a criminal record. Was living in the United States as an illegal.
Marries, doesn't that make him?
You have to go through the process, and then when you go through the process, your criminal record's going to come up through the process.
Sorry, not a citizen. What does it do? It gives you
land immigrant status or something, permanent resident status. I don't know. All I know is he should have been deported multiple times, and she was laughing about it in the video. Not laughing as in like, haha, my dad got away with this, but laughing as in like, y'all are hypocrites, and then explained like, if you're gonna. Like, you should have deported my dad. That's why I can't take any of this seriously. Essentially saying, like, I can't take any of this seriously if my dad got to stay after all the stuff he did.
And throughout the years, you know, the definition of white gets broader and
broader.
Yeah. That's so true.
Like, Italians weren't white.
Oh, I know. Irish weren't considered white.
These people weren't white.
Basically, if you're not North American.
Yeah. You have to be West, like a specific type of European to be white. Anyways, that was a crazy. I love when we do this stuff in front of Dave, and Dave is just like, "I'm not saying nothing."
Or from like England or something.
Yeah.
Right, mate.
Pretty much, it's like England, and I would say like the Scandinavian countries, because them motherfuckers is white.
Oh, true.
So blonde, like translucent hair.
Yeah, literally.
If you think about like. When did people start making jokes about this specific group of people? They weren't white.
Okay, we went off course. Let's go back. Speaking of brown people, our boy Kumar is coming back with his homie Harold. Harold and Kumar 4 is in the works. John Cho, Cal Penn expected to return. Unsure if Neil Patrick Harris will return. Especially because his character is so crazy in the movies. Like,
wait.
I know. I think he's funny, but
the characters are returning.
They're hoping, but Neil Patrick Harris, who plays kind of like the foil in the movies, like they're not sure he's coming back. He was really funny though in the Christmas movies, because if I'm not mistaken, he's playing a version of himself, right? In the film.
Basically, it's him. Like everyone,
the doctor version of
Hauser, MD.
Yeah,
so he's this kid actor, and so he's trying to break away from that as hard as possible. So he does that whole like 180 Wayne Brady on the Chappelle Show kind of bit.
Yeah. But he's also like in the movie, he like, and I say this only because I'm pretty sure he refers to himself this. He's a pussy hound. Was the joke, right?
No, he's super hound dog. Like
saying that with the most politeful way you can say it.
He was like, what if he was Barney Stinson for real?
Yes,
like, that's basically
that's the character.
It's a tangent of that.
And the whole joke is that like I think he's playing gay, but he's actually a pussy hound. And at one point, he's like snorting coke off of a stripper's ass. Yeah. And you're like, what the hell is this movie?
But I'm not sure. I'm like the third one was a little weak compared to
the third one was the Christmas one, right?
Yeah.
It
was a pretty hard week.
I feel like the more they go for movies, is the worse.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like
don't know what to like do anymore.
But in the third one, I don't want to be like this, but like. They already aged quite a bit, and they didn't really like cover it. Well, not I shouldn't say cover it up, but like you could tell they were older. Like now it's like what they're gonna be in their 50s and doing what? Like
Yeah,
what
that's what I was thinking.
like,
Actually,
you're gonna be falling to 50-year-olds getting stoned? Like really?
I mean, Cheech
Like-
and Chong have been just
Yeah.
doing it forever.
Yeah, but like you
And
know, and they don't do it no more.
I was gonna say, I don't think I'm mad at it because we have the movie the night before with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Anthony Mackie, and Seth Rogen, and that feels like a spiritual continuation of the Harold and Kumar stories. Like it's kind of this movie of just like three older people, like you're talking about, who are like they're adults, and like the story is how one of them is a burnout, the other two have careers and they're adults, and like they have like, you know, oh, we're having a baby, and like wifey gives him permission to go get crazy and crunk, and he's just like, okay, thanks honey, love you, blah blah blah. So you could kind of do that, because I'm sure the movie is going to be, and it would be funny if they could flip it, but for sure the movie's going to be like John Cho's character Harold is like sticking to it. He's still like a super proper guy. Maybe married.
No, he was married in the last one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because in the last one, it proved that he was still married, and I think they were having a kid, or there was a kid involved, and Kumar had messed up the relationship that in the first movie, you're like, he's like alone, and then like in the second movie, you find out that the reason why he was alone is because he had a love interest, and by the end of that movie, they get back together.
Okay, cool.
And in the future, in the third one, it's like the girl that Cho liked from the first one, they're married, and
the Latina girl,
they're still married.
She's so cute.
And Kumar's like kind of essentially out of, that's the other thing, he was out of his life in the third one. Like they weren't friends anymore, they were kind of
I haven't seen the
forced into a situationship of sorts in that movie.
I've seen clips of the second
The first one is just going to White Castle. The second one starts with them in prison.
Yeah, getting out there, escaping Guantanamo Bay, basically.
It's such a random film.
Random. And then the third one's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. The first one was good, was very classic. The second one was an okay follow-up. The third one, it's like
money grab.
Yeah.
I mean, they do, and
Christmas was a bad idea. I'll put it that way. I think putting their hat on Christmas was stupid.
The Hangover movies, same thing, by the way. Hangover 1 and 2. Hangover 1 is fantastic.
Yeah.
2 is pretty decent. 3 was not good.
Hangover 1 works because it's a mystery movie.
Yeah.
Where's
Where's
a mystery? They're trying to figure out where the group went.
Yeah, where's homie? Oh my god, I love that movie. I remember seeing Hangover in theaters in Toronto and being at the back of the theater and laughing so hard I was crying. And and like people are like looking back because I guess Torontonians don't holler when they laugh. Like the reaction was so like the reaction was kind of like
they're just
like a chuckle.
Yeah.
They're too good to laugh.
Yeah,
we're the party Catholics and they're the snooty
up. Yeah, the
They
vibe
have
is
their
weird.
monocles and top hats.
Toronto, you're weird.
Bunch of punks.
You know the rivalry is always going to be there, Toronto. Just accept it.
Leafs suck.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to go to a quick message and then we'll come back and continue discussing the wild news we have.
Don't call me. I'll call you.
I been smoking already, so hard in my blunt is. I say God's pretty face, so I got trouble trusting. But I love my
Now that we know who you are, I know who I am.
My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and yes, I know for sure.
Okay.
Yo, thank you. Thank you. That was
edit.
That was a fun one to put together. Wow.
Good
I was trying to explain to someone like, oh, I made it vibey, and they're just like, what does vibey mean? I'm like,
that's vibey.
I was just like, I don't know, kickback vibey. They're like, what's a kickback? I was like, oh, this is a whole conversation. But like, the whole point is our party is gonna be kind of like a kickback vibe. Like, it's just gonna be vibey, chill, relax, like food, music, stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to represent that through the ad. So those were the tracks that I picked.
Nice.
Yeah, and you know Zach from Power Rangers, one of the OG blurred representations. So I tossed that. I had him at the top.
Love it. I was like dancing in my chair. But
Yeah.
like, okay,
That was the goal. Yes, dope. What do we got? Warner Brothers Animation and DC Studios order adult animation series Mr. Miracle. Guys, I say this one only because this is a big want for Brian. Mr. Miracle is a fantastic character. They've done versions of him that I don't know if the show is going to touch on it because it says adult animation, so I'm hoping they will. But like Mr. Miracle has like severe trauma and PTSD because his whole thing is that he had to escape from like Darkseid's planet, right? Apocalypse. So he's like, what? You don't like it?
I'm trying to figure out if this is okay. No, it's another character. Okay.
You're yawning at someone trying to escape Apocalypse?
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's funny that you fuck with Superman, who could pretty much plow through everything, which is
I
boring.
didn't fuck with Superman. I said it's one of the things that started good anime.
Okay.
Difference.
Okay, sorry. But you don't like Superman?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
My bad.
I find Superman to be very boring.
Yeah, who is it that was defending Superman last
there's
time?
people who like Superman. If you like Superman, it's fine.
When Ness had her whole thing about like fuck Superman, didn't someone defend Superman?
I think it always depends on how they write him, because the writer will know if I write Superman as just being super and nothing phases him, then he's boring. But if you make him where he has to overcome something, or he's underpowered, or he has to like try not to, like, anyone could stop a plane, but you have to like distribute your power across the whole thing. You can't just stop it and everyone's flying through the window of the plane.
Yeah.
No, Superman, like, it wrong. Are there some stories? Yes, there was Year One, which was like a retelling of his like origin. That was good. You have some story arcs that are good, but the problem with him.
Wait, let's not pivot too much into Superman. Why don't you like Mr. Miracle? Because that's who I'm talking about. Mr. Miracle is a child of Apocalypse and a master escape artist. He has one of the baddest bitches in DC, Big Barda. Like, huh?
Yes. I was like, really?
What did you say? Have you seen
her? I've seen her. I was just like, the baddest bitches. I'm like, wow,
homie, did you ever see the Wonder Woman?
I have to search this up.
Did you ever see the Wonder Woman animated film where she goes to Apocalypse and she's fighting and Big Barda's there, and then Barda like. Her and Big Barda are like fighting, and you're just like, yo, I actually don't know if Wonder Woman's gonna win this one, because you're like, that's what I mean. Like, if you could go toe to toe with Wonder Woman, you got hands. Like,
no, I was fighting skills, but I didn't know if she was that like.
I put a lot of respect. Yo, I'm hella biased.
Where Big Barda shows up, Superman animated series,
and Justice League Unlimited, Unlimited.
I'm hella biased though, because I really like Mr. Miracle as a character, so I'm not
saying he's a bad character. I'm just saying, like, support a whole show of it.
Hey, remember when we used to do the comic book talk that's canon, and we talk about characters that need more visibility? Mr. Miracle is one of those characters that I would have said from jump needs more visibility.
As long as we're not getting Red Tornado.
No,
that's a harassment. That's a harassment to a harassment so long ago. Sorry, but fuck Red Tornado.
Wait, who wanted Red Tornado?
No, you don't. We had a show that's canon. And we went against each other. And there was a time that I went against Toby, and I forget who I went for, but I did a really good job. But then he went for Red Tornado, and I unleashed why I hated Red Tornado, and it was crazy. And then I kept bringing it back up the entire episode to the point that the next episode they dock time off
so
of my ability to sell.
So you had 2 minutes to talk about why you liked the character, and then you had 1 minute to rip into the other person's character. And this motherfucker just kept going throughout the whole episode. Every chance he would get, he would rip into Red Tornado again. Okay, and here we are years later.
Still talking about it.
Quick question.
So good. You know what? Worth it.
That's a wild callback to like multiple years later. Toby's not here to defend himself.
I'm gonna send him this clip. I'm gonna research it. I'm gonna clip it.
And I have a question about this show, though.
Yeah.
What version of Miracle Man are they doing?
They're doing PTSD, like trying to get over all the.
Is this Alan Moore's Miracle Man, or is this like OG Miracle Man with the yellow?
It's the more recent version.
It's him being out of Apocalypse is what I understand.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it's like the latest version of him. The yellow and red suit with the green cape.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, that's always been his suit.
No, because if I'm remembering right, is this the same Miracle Man that like Alan Moore and the creator of Spawn were fighting over?
Okay, Miracle Man that you're talking about was an original character that Marvel bought the rights to and changed his name to Marvel Man. He's not actually called Miracle Man anymore.
Okay.
I know exactly. That guy
with the blue and the MM.
Yes, that guy is a blonde, blue-eyed guy with like blue suit with like red trunks, and he was kind of like Superman. And it was a whole thing because I should restart. He was originally called Marvel Man when they made the first comic. Marvel didn't want him to be called Marvel Man. Marvel bought the rights and changed his name to Miracle Man. That's the story. Sorry, I got it in the wrong order.
You sure? Because I'm talking about the Alan Moore one.
Yes,
and I know Alan Moore didn't work with Marvel.
Yes,
and I
know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, I have one of the original issues that says Miracle Man on it that I remember, and I remember researching it. I actually almost won an original run issue at a comic book event one time, and I was super excited because like, yo, they don't have a lot of these anymore. But yeah, that character's awesome. That's a cool character.
Okay.
If you guys are looking for another character that's like worth reading, look up the other Miracle Man because that's
why I was confused. I'm like, isn't there another dude named Miracle?
But that's Miracle Man, not Mr. Miracle. This is Mr. Miracle from DC.
Thank you. All right,
but mind you, I'll still like give it a shot. But I'm just saying, like,
I don't know, man. One of the things we've talked about, and I've been saying this from jump: no more Batman, no more Superman. No more Wonder Woman. The holy trinity of DC. You've done them too much. Actually, maybe a little bit of Wonder Woman because they don't. Yeah, they don't put enough respect on her name. Because her lore runs deep. Whether you're doing the version of her that's fully into mythology, or you want to do the version of her that's slightly on the edge of mythology, you have two perfectly amazing versions. And I know Wonder Woman had her own show back in the days, but they still haven't given her a lot of stuff.
Like that. Like there's a statute of limitations.
Wonder Woman.
Linda Carter.
Whew, she's hardcore. She's like, yo, bring me back. I'll do my own stunts. But you're 80. Please calm down. Nah, I got this.
She's showing up to the DC office in her original costume. Like, please stop.
She's hardcore, man.
I love her. Is she the principal in what Sky High?
Oh, I don't know.
Sky High?
Probably. I'm pretty sure people are putting her out.
Anyone remember that Disney show, that Disney movie, Sky High? Back in the day?
I remember it in the sense of what it is. I don't remember. I don't even know if I watched it.
With Kirk Douglas and
not Kirk Douglas.
The movie or show?
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell.
Movie.
It's a movie. It's Kurt Russell.
2005.
Yeah, and homeboy from Succession, the cousin Greg. That's where I know him from. Because cousin Greg plays a character in Sky High.
Speaking of Batman, did you read recently that I guess the new head of DCEU, the man you love to hate, Doc. Yeah, he was like, I'm not touching Batman. Like, we don't know what the heck we're doing with that.
He said that?
He like I was
that gun's misfiring, baby.
Like,
the gun's shooting blanks.
What do you mean? Aren't you happy he's not doing Batman? You just said it.
I don't want Batman, but I also don't want him to say like, I'm not going to touch Batman because Matt Reeves is going to give us the best Batman ever.
No, I don't think it was that. I think he was just like, I don't want to.
Like, I'm full of making fun of James Gunn.
He's just like, I don't know what we're doing with him, and there's a lot of stuff. Like, he's everywhere. Like,
you know what? I can tell James Gunn what he's going to do with Batman.
So you praise the Gun when he's on Marvel, but then he switches to DC and you do the insulting. Right?
Yeah, because he made Blue Beetle, bro. Like, listen.
I
haven't seen it yet. That's how rough that is.
Power Rangers vibe, but
I think that Skinny doesn't say anything and then comes with the coldest line. You made Blue Beetles, motherfucker.
Like, and you messed up Blue Beetle. Like, Blue Beetle was cool as shit in Young Justice.
It wasn't Gunn, but it was like one of the first things they did because when he got the job, they were supposed to. That movie was supposed to be a made-for-TV streaming movie. Yeah. Then he got the job and said, I think we can make this a film, and then let them make it a film, and everyone was just like,
yo, anything with George Lopez, keep it on the back burner.
Oh, no.
I kind of want to see it just for the whole family dynamic and all that kind of stuff.
You want all the stereotypical Mexican jokes? I don't. Okay.
People said they liked it because it just felt like their family, like everybody just living underneath the house and all that kind of stuff.
That's so funny.
Come on, man. You know people that have their grandma up in the house.
I hear you. I mean, but like, it's just like, what was that show about those 3 kids in Compton and everyone had an abuela? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes, it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Keep talking. I'll look it
It
up.
was a remake, right?
Yeah, all to say, it had that. I feel like it just no. It had that vibe. To just no. Anyways, I'm asking regarding Mr. Miracle here. See, created by my boy Kirby. So by technicality, the whole okay. My whole theory about Apocalypse, Darkseid, Highfather, all them. That's just Eternals of Jace. It's essentially
yeah.
And it's essentially like these are it's the cool version of the Eternals that Kirby made to be like, man, fuck you, Stan.
Right, yeah, because he makes the Eternals, wants more control, goes over to DC, and does this next level story with the
New Gods.
New Gods, yeah.
So I'm down.
Yeah.
So does that explain why the Eternals movie was shit?
No, and leave that alone.
2-in-1 episode.
What is
Tip your waitress? I'm out.
Tip your waitress. I'm out. You're wild. Oh my god. What else we have, guys? Skinny, I specifically wanted to wait for you for this one. Actually, I'll do one more because then I'll do this one. Blumhouse buys the rights to the Saw franchise. Cool. I mean, Ness, I don't know about you because I know you love horror. So Blumhouse buying the rights to the Saw franchise is probably good news, I guess. Blumhouse, sorry, thank you.
I hope.
Blumhouse, Blum.
We'll see.
Blum.
I like
Yeah,
Blumhouse movies, so I have hope.
I know. Didn't they have a movie in like they had one of the Saw movies that was already kind of done, or we're looking to make another one, but it was in this big limbo because of who owns the rights to it. And then another problem is that they're always constantly putting what's his name? What's the name of the mastermind in Saw?
Oh, Jigsaw.
The
character is Jigsaw.
The main dude, the actual guy that plays Jigsaw. They constantly put him in it's a flashback. He's getting way older.
Real quick, didn't Chris Rock make Saw adjacent movie? Spiral. That's crazy.
So I think Chris Rock. I'm assuming they want to get all this settled and done, and then they can make one last one with that guy while he's still alive, and then probably sunset that character and maybe move it on to somebody else.
I'm not mad at them buying Saw because Blumhouse is a pretty good production company, but like I feel like we have too many Saw movies.
Yeah, how many are there now?
The term
they went past 8.
Yeah, why?
Oh wow, really?
Stop counting it.
I'm actually like
When did they
I'm
go
a
to
little
space?
surprised that they bought the Saw franchise because there's so many movies. Like it's just gonna go downhill.
That
I
feels
feel
like you're
from
just
now.
wasting money.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So you know what it is? It's a flex. It's a flex.
Yo, they're up to Saw
maybe.
10 with Saw 11 is TBA.
Yeah, there's
How many
too
movies do we say there's too much? This
Who's
now takes
asking
the
for
lead.
this?
And that's in 20 years they've made that many films. That's kind of crazy.
Like they just keep.
Those-
I mean, I get it. People love Saw movies. Like they're
Right.
fun, they're thrilling, whatever. But it's
Oh,
just
man,
like,
I was out when they threw the girl in the bed of needles, and
Oh God.
That was that when they said the word Saw.
That was Saw 2.
You freaked out at that, but you didn't freak out about Hell in the Cell with Mankind on the pins.
That's different.
On the thumbtacks.
No, that's
I was
different.
okay with that.
I'm talking about heroin needles, my nigga.
I'm sure Sabu and them did something like that in
A
ECW.
thumbtack is not as long as a needle, nor
Oh, God.
used.
Them shits are this long, them diabetic joints, bro. What do you mean? Like, what? Nah.
Okay, so yeah, Saw is gonna be coming through to a theater near you from the Blumhouse, Jason
He
Blumhouse,
did
right?
not see, man. Like, for real.
I do want to watch Spiral though, because supposedly Spiral, you don't know it's a Saw movie until the end, right? Like they're investigating.
Because it
Sort
ended up being
of,
Jigsaw
I'm not
again or
sure.
something?
Say what? Say what?
Sort of. I'm not sure. Like,
I know I should have watched it.
Has anyone here seen it?
no,
No.
I heard it wasn't good. That's all I
Guys,
heard.
We got to do better. We got to support Chris.
I don't watch horror.
Him and his millions
Hey,
of
man, I saw
dollars
top
really needs
5.
us to watch his one movie.
I saw
Oh,
top
boy.
5 in the theater.
My daughter's starting to get like a hint of interest into horror movies and shit. Not even horror movies, but like just like spooky, scary things. She loves Halloween. Like,
Yeah.
her grandmother was like Wiccan and stuff. So all that witch stuff and shit.
Oh,
Whatever. It's not bad, but it's just kind of like, all right, I'm not the horror guy. So then I'm just like, Lord Jesus, don't be into like old school. Don't make me have to rent them 80s horror movies.
Oh,
I'll make you do that with your mother. I'll be like, yeah, over there.
Yeah. Don't come to me with
the house.
You
Like,
could do the
different-
wholesome.
You don't want to watch Pumpkinhead and shit.
No.
You could do
None of
wholesome, like scary stuff, like Hocus Pocus and all that. Like just the easy
Birds.
You can watch that with me, and then with grandma and mom.
You say fuck
Get
no to
crazy.
birds?
I'm saying fuck Hocus Pocus.
Oh shit! That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I was like, wait, I think he's saying fuck no to Hocus
Yeah, it was
Pocus.
a long, like a big fuck Hocus Pocus. No. That movie.
Do you not like Hocus Pocus?
I didn't like Hocus Pocus. I didn't like the witches. Any of them shits. I don't like them.
Oh, which is hardcore. especially
Which is
with
with Angelica Houston?
Yeah, with the face
Okay.
change and the.
No.
The
They
long
remade that with
finger
Anna Hathaway. I was like, no. Ness, I know you said are you good for the? Because I know you said you might have to bounce. So you let me know. Because I know. And you're, also, I think you might be muted. So you're saying wonderful things. None of us are hearing it.
Oh, sorry. I was like, yeah. I do have to
promotion.
bounce, and you kept asking, so I kept going, yeah, I do have to.
Yeah,
bounce.
sorry. Okay.
But I was gonna Irish goodbye.
Oh.
All right. No, it's okay. I want to give you a proper. So thank you, because I know you're a horror fan. So that's why I wanted to ask that before you had to bounce. But so once
Yeah.
again, 4710 Saint-Amboise. Who's Saint-Amboise?
Yes,
Ne-
Sweet
Ness,
120.
Yeah.
Sweet
What's
one.
the closest metro? Because some people have been asking me, and I actually wasn't
Saint
sure.
Henry, Place Saint
Saint Henry.
Henry is the closest metro.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Place
Yeah.
Saint Henry Metro. If you guys are taking the metro, but yeah, you know what, guys? Honestly, if you're biking, I would say go across the canal, and there's an exit on the canal.
Yeah.
that's like right next to
the
it.
canal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's a nice ride. Like it's so nice. I love riding that
You can
down that
even
area.
see us from the canal in the backyard.
Yep.
Say what's up.
So
Mike,
come
I want
through.
to see you there. Mike, I want to see you there. It's for your birthday too.
Long, yeah. Saturday, 4 p.m.
Yep.
It's gonna be pizza. There's gonna be drinks and maybe pre-rolls. I don't know.
What?
Maybe
Stop being honest with me.
pre-rolls, but definitely
Guys,
free cuts.
free cuts.
Do you know how to roll? I don't know how to roll. Do you know how to roll? Do you know how to roll? Are you rolling?
I'm the only. Me and Dave are the only ones here that know how to roll.
You can
Trust
bust
Me, there's a
pre-roll.
lot of people here who know how to roll.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, good. 'cause I'm
Anyone
not-
willing to share?
I was kind of wishing the manicurist girl was gonna be there too, like free manicure, because
Hopefully, I'll tell her.
I
Oh, free! I don't know. about that.
Promising stuff.
That takes time. That takes
I know
a lot of time.
when I was getting my cut, I was like joking with her, like, "Oh, yeah, I wanted to get my nails done." She's just like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Oh, I just want to get like 2 nails painted." And then she's just like, "I could do a manicure and 2 nails for you." I was just like, "She's like, I can't do it today though." I was like, "God damn!"
Yeah, no. it
I was
takes
like, "I would have
time.
done for it.
It
I would have
takes
gone for it."
Yeah, yeah.
Lee is asking if we're gonna have dominoes, guys. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna have a
Yes,
table.
I'll bring
Yeah,
some.
okay. So I'll do we need a because I have a perfect domino table, like it's a 4-sided perfect shit.
Does it like fold?
Yeah, it's a folding table, so I'll bring it.
it.
I'll bring the dominoes. Lee J, bring the dominoes. Go ahead.
Do
I
it.
also have dominoes. So listen,
And I'll bring
yo,
cards too.
anyone who went to Wager, no Wager style key. Wager is notorious. There's one time when they had a domino contest at Wager, and someone slammed keys so hard they broke the desk. We're not doing that at the party. We're not doing that shit. Y'all know Wager represent, but no, we can't do that shit. We got to respect the space. Anyways, Ness, thank you.
All right, guys.
We'll talk to you later.
See you Saturday.
Peace.
Bye.
Saturday. Okay, guys. Last piece of news that I wanted to talk about. Then we got to get to Jaws because Jaws has something for us. Warner Brothers Ironheart rumor hints at Mephisto twist.
All right.
So they're doing a Mephisto twist again. Sacha Baron Cohen's character said to potentially be Mephisto. Guys, every single time we have an MCU show, they say Mephisto's on his way.
Why is all the news Boo Earn style news today? Well, who cares?
Can I just?
come
Can
on.
someone explain to me why they want Mephisto in the
You know
universe
what's gonna
this
be funny?
bad?
Because
when they're
the
gonna-
hood is in it, and the hood has a demon infested, hood.
Yeah.
So where did he get that shit? Mephisto. They're just saying Mephisto for him to be there, but he's only going to be there for like 30 seconds to be like, "Here, Spanish nigga, I'm gonna give you this hood." And that's
Straight up, whenever Mephisto
Spanish
actually
nigga.
shows its face in the MCU, you know what's going to happen, right? They're all just going to complain about it. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
You're gonna-
'cause
it's
it's
going to
never
finally
gonna-
happen. Yeah,
It's never going to live up to expectations.
no more, not anymore.
Yeah. These kids have been talking about it so much. There's no chance in hell it gets close to expectations.
no, but they'll still get what they kind of wanted, and
Oh
they're
my
trying to
God.
put. Here's what they're doing: they're trying to put a very controversial / character that they've been wanting to see in the quote unquote woke Iron Man show, so that all the angry neckbeard crazies are gonna have to watch this anyways. And the ratings go whoop, and that's that. Hey guys,
you know what? Then I'm in full support. Yo, Mephisto's gonna be an Ironheart. That's true. That's true. But thank you, because you said the same thing last time. I don't even remember which show it was, but you're like, oh, they're probably just spreading that rumor so that the neckbeards watch this one. I was like,
bring it on, neckbeards.
Yeah.
And I guess we finally get that magic versus technology.
Yes,
that we didn't get.
That's actually a good point.
OG Iron Man.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay. Bomb. So that's all the news we had this week. I'm gonna hit to the ad real quick, and then Jaws is gonna come back and hit us with some cool shit. One sec, y'all.
Don't call me. I'll call you.
I just smoke already, so hard in my blunt is. I see past pretty faces, so I got trouble trusting. But I love my
Now that we know who you are, I know who I am.
My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and yes, I know for sure.
Man, I almost wish
that was cool.
I made that. Yeah.
You have a set. Okay, so Brian's doing a set on Saturday.
No, if you guys tell me, I will make a I have a playlist on this actually I won't say where I work, but I have a playlist on the app where I work called Rebellious and Beautiful Soul. That's all vibey jams like that, and I would totally love, because like when I go for massages, that's what I put on. I have the masseuse play my Rebellious and Beautiful Soul playlist, and my massage therapist likes it because she's just like, "Yo, can I have this playlist?" And I was just like, "You got to go through the app." She's just like, "Oh, okay," because she's just like, "I think other clients would like massages to this," and I'm like, "Cool," because the whole vibe is that like vibey relaxation stuff.
I was expecting Peanut Butter Wolf and shit. That's why, you know what I mean? Like,
that's pretty good.
That's
too.
your other side of you. So I was just like, all right.
Yeah. True. Okay. Jaws, hit us. Punch Forever, Toothless Aggression, episode 3.
Yeah. Yep.
Dope.
So basically, this is a show, an indie animated show on YouTube by Spooderoo, and he's an independent animator. He does a lot of little crazy stuff, but then he has his main little show that he does called Punch Forever, and it's basically a throwback to old like 80s, 90s anime, and the way that he kind of treats the show is almost like you're getting a VHS and you're putting it in. And then so sometimes you're watching it and, you know, the voice cast is going to be in Japanese and you're going to have subtitles. And then sometimes interspersed in between everything, you'll get like weird ads from like TV shows from Japan, from actual ads from Japan or other stuff. So Brian is showing off you see like a little VHS blurbs in there and stuff like that. So Brian's showing it up on the TV right now, on the screen right now, excuse me. So Punch Forever is about this little girl that she's fighting in this tournament against monsters. They're in a world where it's monsters and humans live along each other. And there's a tournament going on and she's fighting in the tournament. And you find out maybe her mom, so she has like a sister you kind of find out as a half sister and she looks more demon, but her mom is straight up human. And you're like, huh, that's weird. And they kind of hint throughout the whole series that the mom was with the Demon King at some point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so all this crazy stuff is happening, and it's
Mama a goon. Mama's a goon now.
In this third episode, you find out that the mom used to be a wrestler 20 years ago.
Oh, dope.
And she's a pretty good wrestler. And then this whole episode is just a love letter to wrestling in general. So you'll have caricatures of different wrestlers from past, present, and etc. and stuff like that. And there'll be like a big pan and you'll see other wrestlers in there and stuff like that. And so this episode, she's the main character, Golo, I think, and her mom are fighting two tag team monster partners that have been the tag team champions for 100 years.
Oh, snap. Okay.
And hijinks ensues and stuff like that. So it's really funny. Again, independent. Like, what's really sad right now is that, you know, all the streaming stuff, all TV, everything like that. Right now, media is not really messing with animation like that. And so a lot of people that still want to animate, still want to do this stuff, they're going to people. They're saying, hey, help me fund this, and I'll put it out, and that's what's going on, and they're putting it out, and it's really fun, it's really silly, and it's really off the wall, and it's it's not long. It's like what, maybe 13 minutes long, I think, this particular episode, and it's the third episode. So there's a pilot, there's a second episode, and this is the third one that's come out. So
I was gonna say what you're describing also reminds me of the show Invincible Fight Girl, which is also a love letter to wrestling. I don't know if you had a chance to watch that one.
I think I saw the first episode. I didn't get a chance to see the other episodes, but this one in particular is specifically about wrestling. The second episode's more a love letter, kind of like slasher horror stuff.
Oh, it goes through different Okay, sorry.
Different genres, different themes, and stuff like that.
Okay, because I was gonna say if people are looking if they do want to watch like wrestling themed stuff, also I would highly recommend checking out Invincible Fight Girl as a companion to this, because it's a vibe. Like it's really good. It's really fun. The lead character is this young girl who comes from an island where wrestling is this super cool thing, and then there's an island of accountants, and she's from the island of accountants, but she wants to be a wrestler, and it's about her really getting into the culture of wrestling. So that's another really cool kind of like love letter. But again, I think it sounds good to watch with this show. Even just the animation style, like they kind of look very similar in their presentation, kind of anime style. What was the second thing that you had for us?
It's called Pretty Pretty Please. I Don't Want to Be a Magical Schoolgirl. The pilot animatic.
Okay,
another indie thing on YouTube.
Name of the sex tape.
This is made by Kiana Khan Smith. And so this particular premise is, as you can hear in the title, is about a girl that turns out to be a magical schoolgirl. She purposely leaves the town she was in or the city she was in and comes to another school just to be a normal schoolgirl. But obviously that kind of life ends up following her. And there's a very specific clip. So this is basically an animatic of the whole thing. It's fully voice acted, but it's just a good chunk of it's animatic, except a specific point where the main character turns into the magical schoolgirl. And so Doc is showing it on screen. So this is the main character, Aika. Yeah. And so she's trying to get away from being a magical schoolgirl. She just wants to be a normal schoolgirl. She's actually happy to be in school. Like everyone's kind of bored and dying in class, and she's just there attentive, like, oh, normalcy, yay. And she ends up befriending another girl in the class. It's like more of the kind of loser loner, but she's kind of quiet and keeps to herself, but she's a fan of magical school. You see her reading basically Sailor Moon.
Oh wow. Yeah, I was gonna say the aesthetic of the image that I just posted on the screen, and for anyone who's listening, looks very Sailor Moon when she's in the like magic schoolgirl outfit. Like even to the point where she has the staff that's a star with wings, as opposed to a crescent moon that Sailor Moon had.
Exactly. So there's a clip specifically that's been circulating on the internet that everyone's like laughing about and having fun with. Is basically all of a sudden it turns into like actual animation, like pretty much, and like a kind of completed scene. And it's her. She transforms into the magical schoolgirl. There's a guy that comes to like attack the school that's trying to find her. She gets transformed into a magical schoolgirl, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna use my wishing powers." So she puts up her hand, and her wand turns into a lead pipe. And it's like, "Why'd you wish for a lead pipe?" And she goes up to the dude and cuffs him right in the chin, and just keeps beating his leg.
God damn!
And it's just animated perfectly. It just so good. And she's like, "Why did you do that? Are you gonna hit him with a moonbeam or something?" And she's like, "You don't really know what a moonbeam is, but a lead pipe to the chin." That gets everything done real quick. So again, Brian's showing it again.
Yeah, I'm showing the anime. It really does look cool.
This is the animatic. It's not fully animated, but it's just for you to get the full idea of what's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen. Usually it's sketches, but
this is them pitching it, right? They're hoping this gets picked up.
Either picked up, or I guess somebody or people to kind of help fund it or something like that. Cool. But cool. It's done really well. So definitely check it out. It's been making the rounds and it's pretty funny.
I bet it's really good, but I guarantee you have some unsavory people who like did certain types of searches and thought they were getting something else, and when they got to this, they were disappointed. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, but it's not Venus 5.
There's nerves out there who got very
because they says schoolgirl.
if you read the whole title, I'm like, I bet some
Pretty
person's
please,
like,
I don't want to be a magic
"Ooh," and
girl. There,
I
it's the
love-
lead pipe, and here, this is where it gets animated completely.
So if you guys are watching the episode of the podcast right now, we're oh my god,
Boom, boom.
we're an hour and 4 minutes in. So for those
No,
of you who are looking for the timestamp,
Oh,
it's
okay, yeah.
we're about an hour and 4 minutes into the episode. You can see that clip. It's really well done. It's really cool. Dope, dude. This
Voice
looks like a
acted
really
very
cool
well,
show.
too. Voice acted very well too. Super funny. Definitely
Dope.
check it out.
Dope. I gotta get more information for it because there's one thing I wanted to mention. Montreal 2025. Come on, internet. So Otakuthon 2025 is happening August 2nd to August 4th. I bumped into a bunch of the people at Yate Festival, Yate MTL Festival, like a couple weeks back, and I kept forgetting, like, mentioned Comic-Con so many times. I should have talked about Otakuthon. And also, shout out to Proto Man, who's like a guest at the Otakuthon this year. So I thought that was really cool. So shout out to Proto Man, and he's going to be a guest at the festival. If you guys are looking to go to Otakuthon, you can go check it out, otakuthon.com. The event, like I mentioned, August. Sorry. I think I got the dates wrong. Montreal's largest anime convention, August 8th to the 10th, 2025. My apologies. So that's August 8th to the 10th, 2025 at Palais des Congrès in Montreal, Quebec. It's a bilingual annual event. It has anime. It has everything. It has mangas, so all that cool stuff. And it's going to be happening. It's a great event. I've been before. I had a lot of fun. And shout out to Proto Man, who's going to be there. Speaking of Proto Man, did you want to mention anything for the end of the show, homie?
I would say check out Transformer Slag and the Torimata podcast with Aaron Archer on YouTube.
Bong bong. Skinny. Anything you wanted to tell the people? I think you might be muted, though. Just a heads up.
Yes, I am. Fantastic. Maximum Series Hulk review has been out for, I don't know, since Monday. And then I just put out a GI.
Oh, yeah.
Mindbender, Dr. Mindbender, which is like a really suggestive, like, Rocky Horror Picture Show type.
Homie is not wearing much clothes.
No, he does not. G.I. Joe was wilding in the 80s, all to say. These reviews are up and more to come this week. I'm just going on crazy, trying to get things out so I can open my toys. So check those out.
If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, there's a bunch of playlists, and there is a playlist that is now up to date. I was a little behind, my apologies, but I updated it. So all of Skinny's videos, Action Figure Skinny playlist is there with all of his videos in chronological order from the newest going backwards. So go check those out if you're on this channel. Or you can, like you said, you just click on his channel and watch them all there. Dude, those numbers are beautiful. Like, people are loving the videos.
I'm trying.
Are you still doing what's in the box?
Yeah, what's in the box? I mean, when they come, like, I'm trying to. Obviously, I'm not ordering as much as I was.
That's fair. Yeah.
So, but when they do come, I do them. But I haven't been putting those on YouTube. Those kind of tend to stick to IG.
Right.
But they kind of bounce back and forth. But really, it's the toy reviews that people are checking for, and like my team photo Fridays, group shot Saturdays, any kind of team photo that I do. I just need more figs to complete these teams, and that's how that works. So, yeah.
What's a team that you haven't done yet that you really like and would like to get done?
Fam. Oh, okay. So that I haven't done yet because I feel like I've tried.
Because I'm sure you did the ones you love off top, right? Like, those are the ones that you focused on earlier.
Yeah, but then there's like, okay, so like Generation X.
Oh, cool! Wow,
they're like they're not done. There's a certain X-Men team where any team that involves Monet Saint Croix, because we have a Generation X version of her, but we can't really do it because we're missing like Chamber. We have Chamber. We're missing Sync. Can't do Krakoa X-Men because I'm missing Sync. So there's like a lot. If you do X-Force, I've done it, but like I'm missing Feral. So there's like a lot of teams where there's like one or two missing, and you're just like,
Oh, yo, I should have asked you.
Yeah.
I wanted a Phantom X.
Oh, wow. Good luck. So Phantom X came out in a 3-pack about.
I got it loose. That's the best way you can get
You can find it loose at conventions, likely, but
okay, cool. Because Phantom X makes me think of who's homeboy in G.I. Joe.
Storm Shadow.
Storm Shadow. Phantom X makes me think of Storm Shadow, and I kind of like that. And I like Phantom X's weird He has a really weird background from what I understand.
But he's a Weapon X. He's like Weapon 13.
Yeah.
He's due for a re-release though, because that again, I was saying he came out in a 3-pack in 2018 with a Psylocke and Nimrod, and usually to offset the secondary market, they tend to put out figs very soon, like 5 to 6 years after, to kind of like just dwindle the secondary market price. So as so Psylocke, they just put out a new Psylocke with Thanos for the whole not so Marvel versus Capcom, but Marvel versus Capcom series that they're releasing.
Okay.
Because they can't mention it because
right.
And yeah, Psylocke's just putting out a brand new Psylocke. So anytime now, we're probably going to get, if not, you're not probably going to get the Phantom X from X-Force, but you'll get like his original version where he was all white, where he literally looks like Storm Shadow.
Yeah.
That's the version you'll probably get. So.
Okay. And then I know we didn't talk about wrestling this week.
Oh shoot.
Was there any, just so real quick in like 5 minutes or less, if possible, did anything major cool? Okay, Skinny, hit me.
Anything major cool? Ron Killings didn't show up on Raw. I was annoyed by that. Liv Morgan popped her shoulder. She might be out for 16 weeks, which is bad because she was involved in like 3 storylines.
Yeah, they were leaning on her hard.
Leaning on her super hard to bring up and keep their women division up. So that's not good. Otherwise, Gunther won back the World Heavyweight title from Jey Uso.
That is such a waste of freaking time and effort and money and everything.
Bill Goldberg came back.
For Goldberg's back.
Having
my title because
go on. Dave,
Goldberg, who spears people.
Sorry,
Goldberg.
I'm not trying to interrupt.
Yes.
Get it, Dave. Get it.
So they took the belt off of Jey Uso just to make that match for a title.
Exactly. That's why I'm mad. You understand why I'm mad at them?
That you should have been mad to begin with. Giving a person a title for a month and a half, maybe at most a month and a half, is an insult to anybody. It doesn't matter who you are.
2 words for you. Feel good moment.
Oh yeah, congratulations. Oh, so you Zack Rydered him. Good job.
Yeah.
You should be real proud. Someone when his brother decided to get a DUI when you're champion, who's like, I'm gonna come once a month because I had a hard time being a billionaire or whatever, doing nothing on the sidelines, and this guy carries your company for a very long period of time, never gets a title shot, and gets like one of the shortest intercontinental title runs there is. You make him win at WrestleMania. You've gassed this guy a la Max, and you could tell it. And then a month and a half later, you just give it back to the guy that he took it from, which removes all credibility of him taking it to begin with, because now it's just a one-off, and he took it back. Congratulations.
Well, he'll just win it again from Seth Rollins when Seth wins it from Gunther.
I think the only probably cool thing. I think the only probably cool thing I heard was Rikishi was going off. He was crashing out.
I was gonna say, I heard he did a whole thing where he said, "Yo, the R-Truth character was disrespectful to Ron from Jump." Like, was that was Rikishi, right? Who made all those comments?
Maybe, but it felt like he was also mad that Uso lost the belt so quickly. And stuff
okay.
And then I remember seeing a meme someone wrote. It was like, "Oh, if Rikishi could book everything." It was just the whole bloodline, the whole family just has all the belts, all the women in the all of them has everybody.
I mean, she's championing for his son. It's just that it sounds like, "Yo, Dad, I still have to work here. Stop."
Yeah. You know what it is? We know what Yeet stands for now.
What?
Weak.
Weak
champs.
This motherfucker over here.
We always want everyone to look strong.
Yo, I want you to go to a hood and say that to a bunch of
We're doing a review. We're doing a review where it's a safe place and a safe space.
He said it, and all I thought was, "You could not say that in the hood. You can't
go to a hood in Philly and talk about yeet means. You tell that a bunch of YNs.
Obviously not. I'm saying for the purposes of WWE, for what triple. You know what? You're right. You're right about one thing. It's not my point of view. It's Triple H's point of view.
Exactly.
That's what I just said.
That's fair.
Oh yeah. Because if you'd still have the title if you did it, right?
We have to ask Dave to translate for the white hate. That's
Triple H is a racist.
Yeah.
I mean, he did say "you people," so I mean,
God.
That's why you.
And his father-in-law did say the N-word to Booker T on an episode.
of Raw live
Just
television.
WWE
Saying.
is so
This,
messy.
you know what? I do like this episode for the fact that I've been able to shit on a bunch of people. Fuck that, Harmon, just for the sake of saying it. I'm out.
Guys, I feel like on that note, we should bounce. Is there anything else? That's it, though? That's the whole thing? Guys,
I'm out
wild.
Saturday. Mike, I want to see you Saturday. Everybody Saturday.
Yeah. Y'all come through on Saturday. We really do want to see. We want to thank you all for coming through. I want to give a shout outs to Mark, who usually is in the comments. He unfortunately, I messaged him directly because I did really want him to come. He's been Mark P, Lee J. You guys are the type of people. Mike also. Who's a homie that used to watch back in the day and got mad at us? Grizz.
Grizz, I'll tell his grumpy ass to come through.
Yeah, so any of those people. Honestly, we've had so much fun doing all these episodes for all these years. It would be great to see as many of you come through. We're also going to be letting people do donations at the door because the guys over at Colors said they'll hook it up with the machine so people can just tap and give their donations there, whatever you feel comfortable giving. We're suggesting $5 donation minimum. But yeah, if again, we would like you guys to get the tickets early just so that we have a slight head count because like we said, we want to buy alcohol, we want to buy pizza, we want to buy all that stuff. So just so that we get an idea and it helps us plan. But hey, if not, we'll just end up doing what I did at Skinny's birthday one year. I'm just going to Uber Eats like it's 80 nuggets to the place like I did.
80 nuggets to the party, man.
That was funny. That was fun. So yeah, that's it. That's the whole show, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with another one soon. And don't forget to come hang out with us on Saturday, the 21st at Colors.
Reach.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.